video, kind of a continuation of one of the videos that I had in the past where I talked about the Xtra Muse. So I just want to get on here and talk about this. Some new things that happened. This is end of July 2026. You know, this is what I'm talking about here. Big time in the United States, mostly because of the DJI FCC issues, if you want to call it that. It's essentially a ban on DJI products. You're not seeing the Osmo Pocket 4 in. You're not seeing a lot of these others that are coming out, the 4 Pro. And now this is starting to trickle down to Xtra. So I got my notes here. This is I just had it summarized. I actually read the full thing a few weeks ago. But anyway, FCC is targeting Xtra technology over suspect sales of rebranded DJI hardware. So essentially what that means is in their new, I can't remember the actual name that they're doing, but it's the way that they're importing restrictions because they're afraid of tech being sent to China recording stuff, which, I mean, people have argued that these things right here record so much. Why are we worried about a camera that's not really connected to anybody else, or a drone that's not really connected to anybody else? Yes, DJI has to put it in there, but that's another story for another time. We're sticking to Xtra, and we're sticking to some of this other stuff. So FCC has put out a new release. It's supposed to go into effect, I think, end of August. It's right in the comment period. And essentially, it's putting the Xtra Muse, I can't remember what the name of the Atto is one of them, which is like the DJI Osmo Nano. You have the 360 camera that's actually getting put in there too, as well as their action cameras, which are like the DJI Action 5 Pro and just different devices like that. I'll put a link in the description to the actual FCC documentation if you want to read it from there. But with that being said, I don't know how to feel about this as a consumer. I'm kind of going off a tangent here, talking about the actual what the FCC is doing. It almost feels like it's a tactic to bring in more American companies, but when it comes to a lot of these different things, sure, you have GoPro, but you didn't have any competitors until Insta360 came out, and also to DJI. And now you're taking DJI out of the question because it has been suspected that they are dealing with actions or using actions that are not appealing to the United States, which I find it interesting because DJI has come out and said, they're willing to work to prove things. They actually submitted the proper paperwork before their bans came out, and nobody looked at it, from my understanding. It just sat there in limbo. Now, yeah, I use DJI products. I'm filming on an Action 6. Right now, I have the Mic 2. The thing with me is, like DJI, I have a broken front screen. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to fix that. Am I going to fix it by repairing it myself? Because the repair centers don't do that. So in that case, with the Xtra, is it going to be the same thing? Xtra's come out and said that they're still selling the products they have in the United States, similar to what DJI is doing. They've also halted their pre-orders on their Xtra Muse 2, Xtra Muse 2 Pro that they were coming out with, that were essentially competitors to the Luna from Insta360, as well as the Osmo Pocket 4 that we still can't get in the United States. So how does that affect us? Do you want to get that now? I mean, as of the time of recording, the Xtra Muse 3 on Amazon, Xtra Muse 3. Xtra Muse is, I believe, was $329. I'm looking it up right now so I can give you guys an accurate. And the Xtra Muse 3 is $329. you can get an Osmo Pocket 3 for $439. Is, the $110 difference, is it worth it? I don't know, because using the Xtra Muse 3, I've been mixed on it. And this is kind of getting down to the meat and potatoes of this video, is what I thought about the Xtra Muse 3. I carried it around for a few days. I enjoyed it. I liked it. I'm actually debating on keeping it. But now, since the Osmo Pocket 3 is down, do I spend the $110 more and get something that can be a little bit more talking with my devices? I didn't have an issue with connecting a microphone to it because of coming late into the game. They have already had the software updates, so the Xtra Muse can connect these microphones, the Mic 2 and newer, via Bluetooth, just like the DJI. I mean, it looks like a DJI camera in the menus, just different colors and a few different logos, different icons. Quality, I'm going based on, what I see on YouTube videos. I saw very little differences. The thing that I noticed when I went to edit these videos, I tried to bring in the Xlog LUT correction from Xtra's website, and I couldn't get it into Final Cut. I don't know if that's me or what, but I couldn't get it into Final Cut, and I'm not going to blame them for that because it could be my error. The digital zoom, it's a digital zoom. I didn't like the way it looked. But for a camera for somebody just going around vlogging, yeah, and that's one reason why I'm considering keeping it, is because I want to use this for vlogging, use this for this channel. I have some other ideas to use it for. So that's kind of the idea that I'm getting at it. The only thing that's making it more compelling with DJI is, besides the fact that their cameras are a little bit more similar, or it's not right, not proper English, that are similar, even though you could argue that the Xtra Muse does put out a very similar product, image quality, that the DJI cameras do. The app is a little bit better on DJI, but I don't know if that's all necessary. For some people, maybe, if you're setting up a camera and you're hitting it. I've seen arguments where it's like, do you use this style camera for professional shoots? I am not really that much of a professional when it comes to video. Would I love to be? Yes, but I'm not there. I'm still kind of a low-level photographer with doing some videos for social media and so on. But anyway, it depends on where you are. $110 isn't much. I mean, a few months ago, the Pocket 3 was like $800, and to me, it was a no-brainer to get the Xtra Muse, because that huge difference. You could, if you were that set on this camera, this style of a camera, you get the Xtra Muse, get a similar quality product out, and you can upgrade equipment, get a microphone set, get ND filters, get, adapters and so on. So, with it being so priced differently, I don't know. But I would suggest, if you want the Xtra Muse, I would do it probably within the next month or so. And because we don't know what's going to happen afterwards. Some of the other news that kind of came out is, I was reading about, the FCC actually fined Xtra $25,000. It's a proposed penalty, so it's not an actual fine. A proposed penalty against Xtra, because they're not responding to official letters of inquiries to device origins. And then there's a big thing that even the federal government's getting in on it. It's like, is this company a shell company for DJI? If you ask me, I think so. There's some things in it that don't make it DJI. If you want to get down to like the nitty gritty, the colors are different on the actual device itself. There's a little bit of saturation, some people have said. I don't go in and nitpick that deep into that stuff. I'm just looking for a usable image, and that's one reason why I like using these cameras here, like I'm using the Action 6, is because of that. So in my opinion, I'm actually torn now because of the price changes. If this was a few months ago, I'd say, yeah, get the Xtra Muse. Like I said, I'm sitting on it. I'm actually waiting on whether or not I'm going to return it but I got it because of the issues that the FCC is having with a lot of this equipment coming in. I can see uses for this. It's not so much of a will it fit in my use as it is a issue with me internally doing those stuff, doing my ideas, remembering to bring the camera. It's a little bit easier to bring a camera like this than to bring a full-size camera. I don't want to carry around my big cameras and break them, drop them, somebody like try to snag it or whatever. Where this I can fit in my pocket. I can fit this camera that I'm recording on in my pocket. So overall, I think this turned into more of a informative / rant video than I thought it was going to be. But my final consensus on the Xtra Muse, if you're looking for a camera and you're just doing vlogging, capturing family events, this thing's great. I'd pick it up. If it's got it's getting updates. It's slower than like a DJI or somebody like that, but you're getting the updates. One of the big complaints people had was the wireless mic connection. Now you can connect the wireless mic, so it's out there. I would definitely check it out and be mindful that if things keep going the way the government wants it to go, we're not going to have a lot of different electronic devices like these action cameras, drones for filming professional work, or even just, recreational purposes. We're not going to have a lot of that. I think GoPro might come back to being the main piece in the business, and with DJI falling out of it again. And I don't know. I'm torn on GoPro. I haven't seen them in a while. I know they came out with this expensive cinema-like style GoPro, but I don't know. But anyway, those are my thoughts on the Xtra Muse. You got extra with this video, a little lanyap with my thoughts with DJI, the FCC bans, how that's going on. I appreciate you guys for watching this stuff. I try not to edit these videos. Like this one here is not going to be edited. This is going to be a raw upload. So I appreciate you for watching, and I hope that the other content on this channel is entertaining, interesting, informative to you guys, albeit it's all just a big conglomerate of different things. That's kind of how I like it, to learn, to show different stuff. But anyway, I appreciate it if you would, and I thank you, and I appreciate it if you would like, follow, and subscribe. I'm not an avid poster, but I do my best, and I'm starting to try to get better. So thanks a lot. I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you next time.